Second graders, today I want to teach you about prefixes and suffixes. And these are kind of like building blocks that we use to make words. And we're going to start with something called prefixes today. And prefixes are letters that are added to the beginning of a word. So some prefixes that I'm sure you've seen before are re, un, and dis. So re means again. So if we add re to a base word or a normal word like arrange, it changes the meaning of the word arrange. So rearrange means to arrange something again. Or re-enter means you have to enter again. Or redo means you have to do something again. Another prefix that I'm sure you've all seen is un, which means not. So, for example, unwell would mean that you're not well. Unfair means something is not fair. Dis means the opposite. So, for example, if I add dis to the beginning of the word honest, it changes the meaning of the word honest. So now it's dishonest, which means that it's the opposite of honest, which means that someone isn't very trustworthy or maybe they lie. So a prefix is added to the beginning of a word to make a new word. So an example here is preschool. The prefix is pre, and the prefix pre means before. So the word preschool means before school. So if a kid goes to preschool, that means they're going to a school kind of before they go to the real school. And a prefix changes the meaning of a word. So here's a list of prefixes, and the root word, which is kind of just the normal base word. And when we put them together, we have a brand new word. So for example, if we add the prefix im to polite, now we have impolite, which means not polite. In plus complete equals incomplete, which means not complete. Bi plus cycle equals bicycle, which means two wheels. Non plus stop equals non-stop, which means without stopping. Dis plus agree equals disagree, which means not agreeing. Re plus use equals reuse, which means to use again. Now, suffixes are letters that are added to the end of a word. So we talked about prefixes are added to the beginning of a word to make a new word. Suffixes are added to the end of a word to make a new word, to change the meaning of that base word. So some suffixes that I'm sure you've seen are full and less. So I'm thinking of fearful, the word fearful. That means full of fear, or beautiful, full of beauty. Less means without. So I'm thinking of painless means without pain. Another example is careless. So we have that base word or root word, which is care, and now we're adding that suffix at the end, less. So now we have a new word, which means without care. Careless means without care. Now we have our root words in this column, and we're going to add some suffixes to make a new word. So home plus less equals homeless, without a home. Cheer plus full equals cheerful, full of cheer. Shy plus ness equals shyness, which means being shy. Farm plus equals farmer, which is someone who farms. Act plus or is an actor, someone who acts. Bend plus able equals bendable, which means can be bent. Reverse plus able equals reversible, which means can be reversed. Now, you heard me probably saying root word or base word. And the root word is the real word, that word that you start with before you add on those building blocks. So we make new words from root words by adding prefixes and suffixes. Sometimes the root word is also called the base word. So I just use both names. Sometimes I say root word, sometimes I say base word, but they're the same thing. And here you'll see we put a little pun in here. That is a useful piece of information. And it's a pun because we used a base word right here, use, and then plus full, so full of use. That is a useful piece of information. Okay, so for example, in the word unhappy, the root word is happy, but then we added that prefix un, so now it means not happy. Unhappy means not happy. In the word eventful, the root word is event, and we added that suffix full. So that means eventful, full of events. So take a look at these words and see if you can figure out what the base word is or the root word. So we have wildly. What do you think the root word is? Beautiful. What do you think that root word is? Sleepily. Uncomfortable. Incomplete. So think about what's that main word, that root word. Okay, you can check your answers now. So wildly, the root word was wild. Beautiful, beauty. Sleepily, sleep or sleepy. Uncomfortable, comfortable or comfort. Incomplete, complete. So today, when you guys are reading for your independent reading time, I want you to write down 3 words that you can find that have prefixes or suffixes. And don't just write them down. Think about what the meaning of the word is. Okay, and we also have some fun games for you to practice. Let me pull this up. So this is called the prefix and suffix game. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Okay, so it says choose a prefix and then click go to see if you've made a real word. So pre-comfortable, I haven't really heard anyone ever say that. Decomfortable, no. Discomfortable, maybe. Subcomfortable, uncomfortable. Oh, that sounds right. Let's check. Okay, uncomfortable means not comfortable. So that was correct. So if you guys play this game, you're going to try to make a real word by adding a prefix. There's also a time when you might be adding a suffix as well, but this is a fun game to practice prefixes and suffixes. Okay, so I hope you've learned something about prefixes and suffixes and root words or base words. Look out for them while you're reading. Do some practice games that I've sent out, and have a great day.